He's asking the question.
It's a simple answer. He can limit it himself. The animal can limit himself.
Okay, good, but if we're talking about the creation, we're not talking about the Yesh Ma'ayin. We're talking about the creation. How could it be Gvul from Bli Gvul? L'cheira mitzad Teva, mitzad Hemshech HaInyan, Omau shekesem mata yesh lo v'nchula. Acho Inyan hu ke'amitis Inyan Agbola mitzad Inyan HaIskalus dafka. The true Inyan of limitation comes dafka when they're blended together. The Basilos Li Yesha Esa Sfiras Hemacholokim Zemezein Atzilus, because the 10 Sfiras are all different one from another. Hare Agbola Datzilus Ibchinas Gilui. Vein Amitis Inyan Agbola. In Atzilus, because they're all 10 Sfiras Mecholokim different one from another, so what is considered a limitation? A revelation. That's the highest, that's the greatest category of limitation. Limitation, what is limitation on a higher level? Not the literal limitation. It is something which is a revelation. When it's a revelation, it is already a limitation. Because a revelation, every Gilui has a limitation. Because he has to relate it and transmit it to a lower world. The Mele has to relate to that world. So the Mele is a limitation. Masha'enkin kishalamet kelim datzilus nasim naran libya shevachol leilam nimshacham kol hayut tzviras beifan shalelam chulu hine zeu amitis inyan akbola. The says after he mentioned that the 10 kelim datzilus become naran libya, which means they serve as the nisham nefesh ruach and nishama, the soul of the lower world, which in every world all the 10 spheres come down to Helem. So hine zeu amitis inyan akbola. The true inyan is from Akbola, how everything is together in one. And therefore he asked the question that now we need to understand. How could we have the creation of Bali Gvul from infinite revelation, which is higher than limitation? This comes from that he finds himself in the lower world as much as he finds himself in the higher world, as one. All the worlds are by him as one. In the limitation of Bia, the dafkin concealed, when we say concealed in the lower world, it is not a positive thing. It is a negative thing. It is showing that it's concealed and it does not have a revelation. What does this express? This inyan of Helem in this physical world is a reflection of the concealment as it is higher of both categories, concealed and revealed. How does it happen? The Yesh HaNivra in this physical world, that walks around independently, a creation, is a reflection of the true entity, the Eibishter. In the same way that this Nivra here shows that he is a separate entity, he is independent, this is a true reflection of Atzmos Ein Sof. This is a true reflection of the true entity, the Eibishter, who is the true entity. Any Nivra in this physical world that's walking around independently, we don't see how the Nivra is bottled to Hashem. So this states, this symbolizes and shows how a person could be on his own. What does this reflect? It reflects the Eibishter.
Reflect, be cautious.
Chinas Yesh Amiti.
Not the
Not the reason. It doesn't. But wait a minute. Let's not forget. This Yesh HaNivra was created by the Eibishter. So in a sense, it also reminds us this is where Keach Ein Sof is. Keach HaAtzmus is dafki in the guf, in the way it was created. As the Rebbe Rashav says in a Maimer, it's some Chasnei Maimer, which he says, it's mentioned that he didn't prepare. But that's what it says on this Maimer. Kenari Yisrael ve'aveyu, Tofri Shamach Vov, he said the Maimer, and in the middle of the Maimer he says it came the whole chain of all the different revelations, everything, and in the middle he says the Lashon Genug de Kunsten. He says it comes to a point they say enough with all the tricks. He says now we need something solid. What is the solid? A creation of Yesh Ma'ayin. Where do we have it in this physical world? So b'meila Yesh HaNivra is a ganze meyuches, because he shows, number one, the keach of the Eibishter that he created him, Number two, that he shows that he seems like walking around in the pen like he's a Metzias for himself. This is the difference between fish and anything that's in the water and things on the Yabosha. Comes in the water, you see how they're constantly connected with their source. You take them out from the water, the fish cannot exist. On the other hand, the Yabosha, dry land, all the Nevroim do not show the Rakara. It says, Teitzi Oretz Nefesh Chaya, that the animals came out of the earth. Do you see them connected to the earth? There's one Chaya that's connected to the ground. And if you cut the string, it'll die. Otherwise, it's a big mazik. It really can, it's very dangerous. It's called Adnei HaSodeh. In Masechta Kelayim, there's a description of this animal. It's sort of an ape.
Does that exist today?
The Tiferes Yisrael says in Africa somewhere, in certain countries. What? It's not a tree, it's an animal that's connected with a rope to the ground, and anybody gets close can get hurt. It's in danger. He says, and what they do is they shoot arrows into they cut the rope, and that's when it dies.
I never heard this story.
Take a Mishnayos Masechta Kelayim. Take a Mishnayos Masechta Kelayim. And he writes over there to the no, in the middle over there.
Used to be. No more.
I don't know what's happening today. I didn't visit Africa. I don't know.
For sure, nothing's for sure. And if they find it tomorrow, what are you going to do?
They're not going to find it tomorrow, okay? Come on, nothing's for sure.
It could be, especially that it's out there.
That they never thought existed.
This is also what Alter Rebbe is Messiah in the Maimon Binyan Morim B'Kodesh Eshken as Dako Shval Ruach Davke. That Morim B'Kodesh Eshken means that the Eibishter is removed higher. Morim, and as the Rebbe explains in Ayem Yem, I think it's in Yutes Cheshvan. That Shema Yisrael is Rosh Teves, Su Morim Enechem. Shema is Rosh Teves, Su Morim, lift up your eyes. So the Alter Rebbe teaches Morim means higher unochecher. In other words, as high, Morim was a room, the highest level they could be. The Kodesh is removed, Kodesh and Mugdal. So he says, who is he resting with? As me asking, Dako Shval Ruach, someone that's humble. Which means the highest level is connected with the lowest level. Al derech like here, Yesh HaNivra is connected with Yesh HaMiti. The Nivra, the creation here, connected with true essence, with the Eibishter, the true essence. Now the Rebbe is continuing his Maimer. He's starting to conclude his Maimer. So the Rebbe says, "V'nei Maimer zeh, Maimer yeseder shemevayir kol seder ha'ishtalshelos." You don't see that too much. The Rebbe says this Maimer, the Alter Rebbe, is a basic Maimer that explains the whole seder ha'ishtalshelos. You meet people today, they have no idea about this Maimer. Unless they see it inside by the Rebbe, they have no idea it's existing.
Where is it printed?
Tovkuf Samaches.
Is it in...
Page 114, Doctor.
No. Is it in Torah?
No. It's a Maimer. It never went in Tereir. It's a Maimori Admor Azokin, Tovkuf Samaches. In 1970, it came out as a separate Kutras after Yutas Kislev, and then it was published in that Sefer that year. The Maimer of the Alter Rebbe, Lohav Mashakosa Beitz Chaim, that's Yutas Kislev, and the Rebbe is basing it in the Shabbos Vayeshev. The Alter Rebbe explains it in a very brief way that because it's an inyan of giving over in a short version, so therefore this is how the Alter Rebbe gives it over. And again, the Rebbe makes a synopsis. It's very unusual. The Rebbe goes through the inyanim, the structure of the Alter Rebbe's mind. That this is also the sequence of the topics that are discussed in the Maimer. First, the Alter Rebbe explains the inyan of Eidos and Kelim, revelations and vessels.